Hey, you know how preparing for an English test can be kind of boring? Well, it's not with E2 language because we have these things called live classes, which are taught by expert teachers and they happen twice a day, 7 days a week. So if you come along, it's actually like live and there's people in the classroom with you and it's happening and you're being taught. You're not studying by yourself. So it makes it way more fun. In the video that you're about to see, you're going to see a replay of one of our live classes. If you want to join our live classes, then go to e2language.com. You can sign up for free and you can join our sample live classes. Anyway, enjoy.
Hello everybody, welcome to this free little sample class here with E2. My name is Alex, I'm one of the expert teachers here at e2language.com. Just type hello in the chat box if you haven't already, if you're here on Zoom with me. If you're on YouTube, hello, just use the chat box over there. All right, hello Jennifer in Canada. Hello Harsh Kumar, Ayushi, nice to see you everybody. How's life in your part of the world? What's happening? Hi Christencia and Tanu. I hope everything is going well and you had a nice relaxing weekend. If you're new to the session, we have this every Monday. We have a free sample class and we just give you a taste of what happens in the live classes with the E2 language. A little bit later today, in 2 hours, we also have our new member welcome. And in that session, I'll show you around E2 language where you can find feedback and tutorials and self-study materials, all of that stuff. All right, oh, lucky you, Joyce. It's a public holiday in New South Wales. That's good. 5 o'clock in the morning in South Africa. Good on you waking up for class. Let's get straight into it, shall we? Okay, so in this little sample class, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to welcome you. That's happening now. We'll do a very brief overview of IELTS writing. The workshop, the exercises we'll do today are about improving task response. So that is 25% of your score in IELTS writing. And we're going to focus on that a little bit. At the end, I'll give you some links for extra practice plus Q&A. I'll give you a sample essay to download as well. Let's try for 30 minutes. Now, those of you who are here on Zoom, you would be familiar with this. This is our live class schedule for October. So this is the classes that we run every week. I'm going to put into the chat box here for you guys just a place where you can download this as a PDF. If you're watching on YouTube, just grab a screenshot. You can also download the schedule by following the little bit.ly link there. So we're here in the sample class. Coming up next is the new member welcome. And this week we have a free class on Thursday, which is writing task 2, the full length class. So today, just half an hour. Thursday's class is actually 1.5 hours. In that class, you're going to write a full essay with me, guiding you through it. And as you can see, lots of other classes during the week, including our very popular Grammar for IELTS class on Fridays. Another thing to mention is our E2 World Hub that we just launched. If you follow this link to our blog, blog.e2language.com/E2World, you'll see lots of student stories, information about our teachers, some interviews, some videos, and often a discount is hidden on that page as well. So have a look at e2language.com/E2World as well. All right, let's talk IELTS writing, everybody. We're starting with the basics. In the real test, how many minutes is the test? How many tasks do you have to do? And who or what marks it? Very nice. Very good, thank you guys. So it goes for 60 minutes and you do really need to practice this, writing task 1 and 2 in 60 minutes. You have to write 2 tasks and it is marked by an examiner. So human examiner, always 1, sometimes 2, not marked by a computer. Now, task 1, how many words do you have to write? And what do you do in general? What do you do if you're in academic? Very nice. 150 words minimum. General, you're always writing a letter. It could be formal, semi-formal, or informal. And academic, you're always describing a graph or a diagram, which is process and sometimes maps as well. Task 2, you are writing 250 words. That's correct. And it is an essay. Beautiful. So in our classes at E2, we have 3 task 1s and 3 task 2s per week. So lots of opportunity to practice with the timed pressure. In terms of the score, the examiner gives you 4 separate scores on the criteria. So task response, coherence, cohesion, lexical resource, that's vocab, grammatical range and accuracy as well. So in all of our live classes, we focus on these criteria because they are the most important thing in terms of your score. If you're aiming for 7, you need to know what the examiner wants from you, and that's what we cover quite regularly. Today, we're going to look at a question. We'll do a little bit of writing together, but not the whole thing. So I'm just going to look at a question and we'll analyze it and talk about it together. And you'll write just a small part of it for me. All right, here is the topic. It says, children nowadays spend more time on screens and less time doing active or creative things. Why do you think this is the case? What measures could be taken to encourage children to spend more time doing active and creative things? Okay, big question. How many parts are there to this question? Okay, a few people saying 2, a few people saying 3. Definitely like 2 questions, but there are quite a few elements, quite a few parts within those questions. Okay, so the first question is this: why do you think this is the case? But there are really 2 questions in here. Why do you think this is the case? It's talking about the sentence before. Why do you think children spend more time on screens and less time doing active or creative things? So you need to consider those elements in your response, in your answer. So why are they spending like this so much time on the screens and less time doing active things and creative things as well? And then we've got the solutions. What measures could be taken to encourage children to spend more time doing active and creative things? So those active and creative elements of the question need to be answered in the body of your essay. So it's quite a complex question here. If you rush into writing, you may miss something here. All right, so this is how all of our essays are structured. Well, this is 2 elements. These are 2 elements of them. Here's our question again. Of course, you always need an introduction and you always need a conclusion. And what happens in between is quite flexible. Depends on the question, depends on what you're going to write about. So for those of you in the chat box here on Zoom, tell me, what would you do? How many paragraphs? This is our question. Why do kids spend time on screens, less time doing active or creative things? What measures could be taken to make them more active and creative? All right, so a few people saying 2 body paragraphs. You could do that. 3 body paragraphs. Okay, so ES says first body paragraph, question 1, second body paragraph, question 2. Ola says a single idea paragraph and then a double idea paragraph. All right. There's lots of options. In fact, you could have 2 body paragraphs. You could have 3 body paragraphs. You could even have 4 body paragraphs. That is totally fine. Today's sample, this is the structure that I used to write this essay. So body 1, I looked at 1 reason. So I'm going to actually split question 1 up. 1 reason why kids spend more time on screens. And body 2, a bit more focus on why they spend less time being active and creative. And body 3, the measures. So what measures can be taken to make kids more active and creative? So double idea paragraph here, single idea, wrapped up with the conclusion. Remember, I'm going to give you the sample essay at the end of this class, so you'll be able to read it more carefully. So in the real test, you shouldn't start writing immediately. You need to think about the criteria. So let's look at task response. I'm going to zoom in to band 7 and 8 here. So, sorry, band 7 and 6. So the first dot point says addresses all parts of the task for band 7. So you have to deal with all aspects of that question, all those little micro points, of course, as well as the 2 big questions. The other interesting thing here is the third dot point: presents, extends, and supports main ideas. Presents, extends, and supports main ideas. This means you can't just list your ideas. You have to extend them. So that means explain and often give an example as well. All right, whereas down here at band 5, the first dot point says addresses the task only partially. So if you miss part of the question, then you're going to score band 5. You cannot get above band 5 if you miss part of the question. That is just the rule in the criteria. But that's an easy thing to get right if you read the question carefully. And notice here as well, presents some main ideas, but these are limited and not sufficiently developed, and there may be irrelevant detail. So ideas are limited, not sufficiently developed. These are the things that can cost you band 7 in task response. All right, so let's focus on this part of the question. For this lesson, this little mini lesson, we're going to ignore the planning stage, and we're going to ignore the introduction stage. In our real classes, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, of course, we spend more time on that. But this quick class, I just want to look at this part of the question. Why do you think children nowadays spend more time on screens? Okay, so I want you to tell me your answer to this. Why do kids spend more time on screens these days? So look at these kids, or think about the kids in your life. Why? Why are they always trying to get on the screens? So iPad, iPhone, computer, even TV. Tushika says because of lockdown. Definitely, that's a good reason. Social media addiction, yes. Parents, they're exposed at a young age. They're addicted, yeah. Why are they addicted? What makes screens so addictive? Good. Priya Ben says because their parents don't give attention to them. Good. Manya says technology attracts them so much. Yes. Great documentary on Netflix at the moment about this, The Social Dilemma, it's called, about how the apps are designed to be so addictive. Video games, that's a good one as well. Less supervision. Excellent ideas. So remember my plan, I'm going to write just one paragraph with one answer to this question. This is how I'm going to plan my paragraph. You can do it differently, that's fine, but my sample essay, I have a single idea paragraph answering this question. Why do children spend so much time on screens? Inside my paragraph, I'm going to give my main point, what is the main reason. Then I'm going to explain how or why. I'm going to give a specific example. And then I'm going to talk about the effect as well, the impact of this, the so what, the bigger problem that can be created. I'm going to step you through my plan here. So my answer, why do kids spend so much time on screen, is that there is so much content. So to me, that's one of the main reasons. There is so much stuff on the screen for them to do. When I was a kid, we had maybe one TV show per day, maybe, which was attractive to us. Now kids have everything at their fingertips. That's my main reason. How, explain why. So for me, compared to the past, everybody had very limited access to TV shows, games, social media. Now, kids have endless access. The quality is really high and there's lots of variety. So there is just so much available to them. For example, can you guys give me an example? What's something that is high quality, full of content, quite addictive? TikTok, that's a good one, Sijun. Games, yep. YouTube, Netflix, yes. And that's what I've put here as well. For example, YouTube, for example, Netflix. Children can get lost for hours, adults can get lost for hours on these two apps. And then the effect, because there's so much content, because it's so good, it's really difficult for children to turn off their devices. So you just want to keep going, keep going. So this is the plan for my paragraph. I want you, let's see, I'm going to give you just a few minutes. I want you to put it together into a paragraph, into full sentences. Okay, so a bit of a mess here, but on the left, we've got the question. And I'm focusing on this one part of it. Children spend more time on screens. Why is this the case? Here's my paragraph plan. I want you to write into the chat box for me a complete paragraph. Those of you who are regulars, this is a single idea paragraph. If you are new, just do your best. Try to put my ideas or your ideas into a coherent paragraph. You're aiming for about 4 or 5 sentences here. All right, then I'm going to show you a sample afterwards. Is that clear for everyone? So forget the intro, just one body paragraph here. All right, great. Let's do it. I'm going to turn off my camera for a few minutes and let you concentrate. Here we go. All right, thank you everybody. Beautiful job. I'm going to share a couple of body paragraphs which I've taken from the chat box here on Zoom. Let's have a look at them together and see what's good and what we can improve. All right, here we go. So this is, I didn't catch your names, but you can probably recognize your own writing. This is somebody's body paragraph. They wrote, there are many reasons that children are addicted to screens. Firstly, there is a lot of content on the internet with the unlimited access, which is quite addictive. For example, on YouTube, children spend hours in watching cartoons because it is free and there is no limit. It affects their mental health because they find it difficult to turn off screens. Okay, so when I'm reading this, just immediately some things that spring to my attention. These two things, articles and prepositions. First line here, there are many reasons. Can we change this word and also edit this word? So in the chat box, let me know what we can change here. There are many reasons. Good one, Jyoti, yes. There are many reasons why. No S on children, it's already plural. There are many reasons why children are addicted to screens. Good. Firstly, there is a lot of content on internet. Who was in the articles class the other week? In our grammar session, that's it, yeah. You can capitalize it. Yeah, usually it should be capitalized, but that's not a hard and fast rule. There's a lot of content on the internet with, I'm going to remove this, with unlimited access, which is quite addictive. For example, on YouTube, children spend hours in watching. Spend hours in watching? No. Yeah, so you could either say spend hours on watching or just spend hours watching cartoons because it is free. So YouTube, yes, it is free and there is no limit. It affects their mental health. Good one, love and yes, it affects. Yeah, good job.
Hey, are you enjoying this live class replay? Hopefully you are. Remember, if you want to join them live in the moment with expert teachers and all of your peers, then go to e2language.com and sign up for free.
Because they find it difficult to turn off their screens. Good. Okay, so this writer, I am hoping there was another reason coming. So this first sentence here is like an umbrella sentence from a double idea paragraph. There are many reasons. Firstly, so now I'm expecting another reason because your topic sentence suggested that you're going to talk about more than one. If not, if this is your full paragraph, then I would remove that sentence there and make this your topic sentence. Okay, so perhaps review single idea, double idea paragraphs in the course. Let's have a look at another one. And then I'll show you my sample. Okay, today, lots of content is available for children to watch, interact, act upon on the internet. Compared to past, when the only material available on screen was on TV screen and those were TV shows. Today, kids have games, YouTube videos, TikTok, websites, and social media like Facebook, Twitter, etc. For example, Netflix has a huge variety of shows, movies, documentaries, data on upcoming movies and series that a child cannot stop watching it continuously. Consequently, the children lose touch with reality and their social skills in real life drop. Very nice. I like that ending. Okay, so a few edits coming through. Yes, compared to the past, well done. When the only material was on TV screen, singular. Yeah, the only material available was on TV screens and those were TV shows. I think maybe you don't need that part. Was on TV screens, comma. Today kids have games, YouTube videos. For example, I'm not sure about this part here. compared to the past when the only material was TV. Now they have all this other stuff. Oh yeah, that's okay. For example, Netflix has such a huge variety of shows that a child cannot stop watching it continuously. Okay. Consequently, the children lose touch. Good one, Mohammed. Yeah, just a spelling issue there. Lose touch with reality and their social skills in real life drop. Good. I like that final sentence. That really takes the idea further. It tells me the impact, what happens to kids as a result of this. All right, so good job. Just a little bit more careful editing. Yes, you can put these together, cannot, as one word. All right, nicely done. I'm not going to spend too long on editing today because this is a very short class, but be sure to come to the weekend masterclasses for more work on the screen with your writing. Let me show you my sample, but I've taken out some words here. In my view, the main why children spend so much time on their devices these days, simply because there is so much media to consume. I'll give you 90 seconds. Can you fill the gaps in my body paragraph? Okay, nicely done. Here are the answers. So in my view, the main reason why children spend so much time on their devices these days is simply because there is so much media to consume. Whereas youngsters in the past had to wait for their favorite shows to come on at a certain time, nowadays, thanks to services like Netflix and YouTube, they have access to an unprecedented amount of content. Not only is there more, but the quality is high and variety endless. As such, it can be difficult for children to turn off. Give yourself a score out of 5. How did we go? Some of these answers are prepositions, and we practiced that in Friday's grammar class. That will be in the recorded class library later today. So check back if you want to practice words like for, at, about, all of those. Mohammed says, would it be wrong to put a full stop after a certain time? Whereas youngsters in the past had to wait for their favorite shows to come on at a certain time, full stop. No, you couldn't do that. Can somebody tell me why not? Why couldn't I put a full stop here? It's a good question. I definitely need a comma. Good. Namisa says to create a complex sentence. Yes. So whereas, this is the important word, whereas is a conjunction, a subordinating conjunction. It needs to join sentences together. So in this case, whereas youngsters had to wait for their favorite shows, that's the first sentence. This is the second sentence. They have access to an unprecedented amount of content. So we have to have those two elements joined with a comma. So no full stop there. Just review the complex sentence video. I'll share it at the end. All right. No problem. Now, as you can see here, it's important and you're going to score well if you extend your ideas. Don't just list reasons. So there are many reasons why kids are on their phones or iPads so much. There are lots of reasons, but to score well, you shouldn't just list them. It's better just give 1 or 2 reasons and extend that reason. So as you plan and write, use questions to develop your ideas. Always ask yourself, why, how, if not, like in the past, what did kids do? So what? What's the impact of this? What's the effect? And what's a specific example? So why, how, if not, so what? What's a good example? And try to be specific, like name these things: Netflix, YouTube, TikTok. Support your points with real examples. Okay, your challenge now, I'm going to give you a few steps to follow. Number 1, I'm going to show you the introduction and that body 1 of this essay. You're going to take a photo of it in a moment. Number 2, I want you to try and write the rest of the essay. So use my intro, use my body 1, but then continue and finish the essay off on your own. Then you're going to compare the essay to the sample essay. So you can download it here. I'll share the link here on Zoom. 1 second. So try to avoid reading the sample before you've tried to write your own essay. Download it from that link. Number 4, come to the writing classes this week. So we have class tomorrow, Thursday and Sunday. And the other days of the week, we have either grammar or task 1 as well. I'll just give you a second to take a picture of this. So next screen, take a photo of the intro and body 1. After this class, write your essay, compare it to the sample essay. Just grab the link from the chat box if you're on Zoom, and come to the writing task 2 live classes this week. If you're watching on YouTube, you can also get this link. If you don't want to write it down, just type in the chat box !task 2, just on YouTube, not on Zoom here. So YouTubers do that and a link should appear for you. !task 2 into the chat box. Okay, so here is my essay skeleton, my intro, my body 1. Just give you a moment, take a photo of that. And after class, you're going to keep writing. So do the next body and the next body and the conclusion. Everyone got it? So just grab a screenshot. Oh, good. Okay. All right, so here's just a reminder of our live classes for this week. So Tuesday, task 2 here, our advanced task 2, Thursday, this is free just for this week, and Sunday writing masterclass as well. If you are looking for some feedback on your own writing, I'll just show you some of the options. Now, the best thing to do is go to e2language.com, click on IELTS General or IELTS Academic. You can see all of the packages that are available, but 3 pretty affordable ones are Express package. This one gives you access to live classes and self-study material, but no feedback included in this one. If you want some feedback, Express Plus gives you all of that, 6 months access to live classes, recorded classes, and you also get a full IELTS mock test, which includes feedback on task 1 and task 2, and you do a face-to-face speaking test with me or one of the other E2 teachers. You really just want to focus on writing. We have a package called Writing Intensive, and this one gives you the same as Express, so live classes, recorded classes, 6 months to use everything, and you get 3 task 1s and 3 task 2s with comprehensive corrections and reports from your teacher as well. So those are a couple of options, but all the details you can find on e2language.com. And that's the end of our session, a little bit over time, sorry about that. Join me for the new member welcome in about 1 hour and 20 minutes if you want me to show you around E2. That's a free session. If you're watching on YouTube, just join for free, e2language.com. Click on the link on the calendar to sign up for that class and I'll meet you there. If you're here on Zoom, I'm going to stay online for a couple of questions, and otherwise I'll see you later in the new member welcome or during the week in our live classes. Thank you for watching.
Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that replay of our live class. Remember, if you want to join in the live class action, check out e2language.com. You can sign up for free and join our sample live classes. And if you do want to upgrade, then you'll get heaps of live classes. And in fact, you can get unlimited live classes on some of the packages. They will help you enormously, and they make test prep kind of fun. Cool. Cheerio.